He's connecting. My man.
How are you, mate? Okay?
Yeah, I'm good. What's up, bro? How are you?
Man, golf today. I've burnt myself to smithereens. Look how red
I
I'm.
see that. I'm
But
trying to.
and but we've had a hot day, mate. I've been out playing golf. I'm burnt to fuck. Look at how fucking my eye. When my shades have been. I came back home and they said to me, "What you been doing?" I went, "I don't know."
That's a nice base stand right there.
Oh, badly, mate. Bad news. Are you good?
Yeah. So what's going on, man? How's this time for you?
You know what? It's been tough, but literally this week we've just been told we can go back to the gym.
Yeah.
In the UK now, elite athletes who make a living off any sport, they can go back to the gym and they can do their thing. You're allowed the 2 meter social distancing that's out now. So you and your coach, and you're allowed any sparring partners who also like make a living off the sport. You can spar, you can do pads, which is good because at Pad Company we've got quite a few fighters who make a living off the sport. So like for
Yeah.
now, we can get like 5 or 6 of us back in the gym doing a little bit. The worst part is, mate, you know what it is? I'm sure you'll know yourself. It's the uncertainty of not knowing when you can do anything. It's like, all right, like body and then training, but it's hard like not knowing what's coming and when we can have a fight. And you know yourself, mate. You must be feeling the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. I mean, it's like it's just it's like a massive amount of the hell is the word that I'm looking for? Anxiety. You know?
Yeah, it's the uncertainty. That's the worst thing of everyone. Everyone can like do a bit of sparring, but unless you like know that like for me, the end result is coming.
Yeah.
That's
What's
what.
the point? Right. It's difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, you need a goal. Obviously, you must
Yeah.
say that. If there's no goal there, I like to train all the time anyway, whether I've got a fight schedule or not, just because I love it. Same as you, same as most fighters. But without like knowing when the next fight is and where the goal is, that's the worst part, really.
Yeah, 100%. Especially when you're a competitive person, and that
Yeah,
goes for anything, not just fighting. Anything that we do in life.
any walk in life, mate. If you don't
Yeah,
have anything up to it, it's going to be tough to put the focus on your drive and anything else where you want to go.
yeah. All right, so I got some questions. I have to get something off my chest over here. I'm sure you know the movie Snatch, right?
Yeah.
All right, I got some questions for you. I need to know what pret means. Prat. Do you know that? Do you know that part when Bricktop goes, "You fucking pret"?
Yeah.
Yeah, not
Right.
prick, prat.
But you know what? It's like a nice word to say, what's his dick, you fucking prat. It's like, you
Yeah.
fucking, you
Ah, all right, cool.
prat.
That and then
This prat over here, this fucking
all
prat.
right, got it. It's like the English have an amazing use of the word cunt as well. It's like
Oh,
it can be very bad or it can mean very good. You
well,
know? It's amazing.
I've just been with Malidi then about half an hour ago. You fought Malidi twice, you know Malidi.
Yeah,
So we're talking, we can just say, you silly cunt.
yeah.
That's our friends. Oh, you don't know when you drop the C bomb to them, then you're fighting. Do you know what I mean? If you call someone a cunt and they're not like your friend, it's a big problem. But me and my lady then, we were just saying, "No, you silly cunt." That's how it is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It depends on like the tone you say it in. Like Australians, they're doing it all the time. Ah, you can. Yeah, fucking hey, cunt. Hey, cunt. They drop it everywhere. But like in England, we're like you got two ways of saying it. Say, "Ah, you silly cunt," with your mates, or "you fucking cunt." Like, let's go.
Yeah.
So, like, two
I
ways.
try
In
I try
Australia,
not
can. It's
yeah,
funny.
yeah. Yeah, I try not to overuse it because it's such a powerful word. So I
Yeah,
try to save it for that perfect opportunity. You know what I mean? When I'm extremely angry, and then I just let that bitch go.
mate. If I say it in front of my missus, she goes crazy, mate.
Yeah,
Don't you say that in front of me? Oh, whoa. Yeah, I get you.
yeah. All right. So oh yeah, and then one last one is Chav.
Chav,
Yeah.
that's like, do you know what? It's going to be explain this to anyone outside of England. It's like a type of guy who like wears a tracksuit and maybe wears like a cap on like sideways, but it's not just that. It's like a way of it's how they talk. They have their own different slang.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, they have their own different slang, their own different dress. It's like a mad when you can call someone a chav and stuff, and they go, "I'm not fucking chav." Hard to explain to people who aren't from England that one, mate. I could be here all day on that. Like if you wear like a baseball cap on sideways and you give it a bit of, oh mate, it's an hard one that honestly. But I will be here all day on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look into that. So I basically just try to get these talks going just for people to understand how higher level people think and do things, and and yeah, I'm trying to do like across all different platforms, not just athletes, business people. It doesn't matter because I feel like that there's always something that's kind of like the same. There's always like an underlining mentality with all elite level people. And so in your opinion, what do you think is a couple of things that make somebody, I guess, high level or elite level, and maybe not even that, but somebody who doesn't quit and just keeps going forward?
That's how it then with there's certain things that work with any walk of life, whether you're a fighter, whether you're a banker, whether you're working at a supermarket or anything like that, just looking to work your way up. Discipline. And as long, do you know what? One of the best things that you can have as well is imagination and like look where you're going, have that obsession for where you want to go in life. Build small goals at a time and stuff like that. And yeah, the discipline and the will to want it and obsession is the best word I believe
Yeah.
between athletes. Just in whatever you have to be your goal. Like I just said, then whether you're a fighter, whether you're a runner, whether you're a banker, whether you just even working in a supermarket or whatever you want to do, but whatever place you're in, whether you want to work your way up, obsession is like the main word. You have to be willing to go that to get to like the next level. You have to be willing to go just that extra inch or centimeter or whatever you want, or a foot or whatever you want to call it, more than another person. And that is a tough thing to do. Like when you sometimes there's people who are on like the same level and stuff, but there'll be one guy who will go that, and then after that he'll go that extra bit. But then maybe they'll have that the same amount of talent, or maybe they'll be like the same at that job or whatever. But there's always one person who wants it that little bit more. So if you want something, it's time to go get it, and you have to do those little bit of extra things that it takes to go get it. It might be if you're a fighter or an athlete, doing that extra mile of a run, or the extra round on the pads, or the extra round of sparring, or whatever else it is. It might be you staying a little bit late after work, putting in the overtime, doing this. No matter what you're doing, it's just always that little bit extra, just that extra centimetre, that extra inch. That's always the game changer in every, I think.
Yeah, those small minute details, even in like, when you're sparring or hitting pads, thinking about that, like timing, small little milliseconds makes a huge difference.
It makes all the difference. All the everything. Like say with something like with your footwork or technique or something. If your feet are that much out of place, the whole technique's wrong.
Right.
It is them little subtle, tiny differences that make the difference. And like we just said, not in Thai boxing, not in boxing, in every walk of life, that is doing everything just that little bit extra.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with Ayrton Senna, the Formula One driver.
Yeah, Ayrton Senna, yeah.
Yeah, so he had like one of the fastest laps at Monaco, the track, and they were wondering like how he was able to go so fast around the track, and they basically said that he was coming within inches. His tire was coming within inches off the wall, and just that small amount of distance between the wall was giving them those like milliseconds, and over a course of a few laps, you gain seconds. You know what I mean? So those are the things that count at an elite level, the small little minute details. Because at the end of the day, everybody's going to be very good. So you're gonna have to come up with something that's gonna set you apart.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he was one of the best as well. But like you just said, there, that little subtle difference. When you get to like an elite level of fighting, when you're on your way up, you can out technique people, you can outscore people. But when you get to
Exactly.
elite level, we all know the same tricks. We're all on
Yeah.
like a lot of level. It's gonna come down to what you just said there. Just that, unless you're like fighting against someone who's like a ridiculous KO artist, and you have to be like on your ball the whole time and stuff. But when you're match statistically the same as you, on paper the same as you, it is going to come down to the most smallest of details, and that is what makes a difference in
Right.
whatever you want to do in life, whatever you're going to choose. It is them small little subtle things like you just said then.
Yeah. And I can't tell you how many fighters I've seen in the gym who were good and who had the potential to be somebody probably great, but then they stray off the course and they find a girlfriend or whatever the case may be. They start doing other things, and then they don't show up, or they show up every couple of months. They do good in a fight and then they leave again, and it's like, man,
Mate,
if you just gave it a little more time.
you know why that off so bad? Because when I first started, I was technically so shit. Mate, I couldn't hardly kick or anything. It took me about 10 fights before I could like kick properly, and I could look at a video and go, oh, that looked okay. But I see guys that come into the gym, they've not had a fight, and it's only been a couple of months, and they kick the pads nice and they look real good, and then they have a couple of fights and they look like someone who's maybe had like 20 fights in like the first 3 fights, and they look fucking beautiful on the pads and in the fights, and it's good. But then as soon as someone starts fighting them back as hard as they're giving it to them, and they realize how hard you have to do in the gym when someone's as good as you, technique wise and stuff, because that's going to come down to who wants it more. And when you see things like that and they don't really want it, and you watch them walk away from the gym, and you're like, wow, what a waste of talent that is. Just like, what I've seen a lot of people do. A bit hard, this can't be asked.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
fights, win, they get to a good level, and you think, you know what, could be something like this kid, and then you think, you know what, too hard, can't be bothered. That does my head in, because then you'll see them go out and they'll be drinking on a weekend and partying on a weekend. Well, you're partying hard, why don't you put that into fighting hard or whatever? But at the end of the day, if you don't want it, you don't want it, do you really?
Yeah.
That is one of the other want it or you don't. So
Yeah, so this next question, it goes back to basically what we were talking about before, as far as like anxiety goes, and having the unknown aspect. So I want to ask you how you deal with your injuries.
you know what? I've been fighting since I was like 14, like pro, and I've never even got any until I was like 25, 26. And I thought, oh, you know what? I don't get why people moan about injuries. And then as soon as I got like a little bit older and my body went a little bit faster than it used to do, I'm like, oh shit, this is the problem. You know what I mean? I'm lucky now, really, because I'll tell you, now we've got like cryotherapy, and we've got like good dietitians who can help, and there's lots of different like aspects you can use now to like help with your injury, like good sports massage and stuff like that. But when you're a young fighter trying to come up, all this stuff costs money. So it was difficult like back then, especially not only money as well, it's knowledge. If you don't know how to help yourself get better, or you don't know about sports massage, or you don't know about what you need to do to recover and stuff like that, which I didn't back then really. I was a bit ignorant. Even I was a little bit ignorant because I didn't know. So because I thought my body were recovering anyway, because I was young, I just let it go. But then as soon as I got to an age where it wasn't happening, I had to start like implementing different stuff like sports massage and like resting. Resting's one of the main things. Like I'm one of the worst people for telling to rest. Like you tell any athlete, no matter what sport they're in, if you say to them, "I'll rest day," they maybe have like the more they'll be like, and they want to go back and do what they're
Yeah.
doing. I do that all the time, but like knowing when your body's telling you to have a day off and like telling you when you're tired, have a day off, stop here. That's one of the main things as well. But like cryotherapy and stuff like that now, cryotherapy, ice baths, massage and stuff like that, they do help a lot. I even go to hot yoga now. I go to hot
Yeah.
yoga. Like that's honestly, that's one of the best things I've ever done. It was Joe Rogan who told me to go, and honestly, that is one of the best things I've ever done. Like for my back, everything. Just doing that once a week. If I didn't have such a tough fight training schedule, I'd do that more, to be honest. But it's hard fitting everything in with your strength and conditioning and your sparring, your pads, and everything else that you're doing, your clinch work. It's tough getting everything else together. But honestly, that is one of the best things. And I was going to start doing it more because I just had a fight and I was injured, and I'm going to try and do it 2-3 times a week just to get a bit more looser. But obviously, this crazy shit came around, and there's no hot yoga right now. Tough, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's knowing and being a bit. Yeah, it's having the knowledge of what you need to do. It's having a good physio. It's and stuff like that, which when you're young, you don't really know about. Well, I'm talking about 14, 15 years ago. Like a lot of this stuff wasn't around. So I did, and the thing as well when you're a young fighter, a lot of this stuff it costs money, so it's difficult to fund it all. Do you know what I mean? It
Yeah.
is a tough thing to be an elite level athlete at a young age, I think.
Yeah, and like you were saying, experience plays a big part. When I was an amateur, you know, just like you were saying, I was ignorant about all this stuff, so I never rested. I never did any of this shit. I just trained 100% all the time, every single day, and I trained way harder as an amateur than I do now. Now I have the experience. I know how much to use of my you know like my cardio in the fight. I know how to save myself. So now I don't have to train. I mean, it's still training hard, but I'm training smarter, you know, and I'm a big believer of rest days now since maybe like a couple of years ago when I turned 30, 31, I started noticing that like you said your body's like, you know, starts giving out after a while. So yeah, rest days I believe is like part of training now.
My coach always said to me, having a day off is as important as putting a big session day in, like a, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's always said that to me for years. And like you just said then, I didn't get that until I got to like to my late 20s, early 30s. And you know what? You'll have a day where you train like shit and you think, oh, what was that about? What am I doing here? You have a day off, and then the next day when you come back, you feel like Superman again.
Yeah, man.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, you've got the athlete mentality of going, I don't want to have a day off. Why am I doing this? And I'm sure, like every
Yeah.
athlete, like when you're having that day off, and like you might see people at gym or see a video of someone at gym, and you start going, "Fucking hell, I should be doing that. That should be
Yeah.
me." But then the next day you come back and you smash training so good, you're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah." Then you just still don't agree with the rest day, no matter how many
Right.
times you go, "Should be having a
Right.
rest
It
day."
never goes away. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like the mentality we're on about athletes and fighters and people who want
Yeah.
to.
That's the
That's what.
curse about being competitive, you know?
Yeah,
It's rough.
not an
Yeah.
athlete mentality. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, especially with yourself, you know, cuz that's your biggest competition, yourself. What
100%.
do you think what do you think the most important aspect is about fighting?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It is a tough one because there's so many aspects about fighting that you have to deal with. But I think it's just like what you just said then about the battle with yourself. That it's there's so many different aspects and so many different qualities that it takes to be a fighter. You need to be fit. You need to be strong. You need to have the technique, etc., etc. But I think if you haven't got it up there, none of what you have down there works. So you can have all the physical attributes in the world, and you can look great in the gym. And I've seen it, and I'm sure you'll have seen it because you're experienced and you had a lot of years in the sport. I think everyone will have seen someone who looks amazing in the gym, amazing on the pads, and said, right,
Yeah.
get this, have a look, and then they get in there and just fall to pieces.
Yeah, man.
And I think that's about being a fighter. I think
Yeah,
mentality is the most. Your mind is the most strongest weapon as a fighter, 100%. I believe,
yeah,
because that's telling you to do everything down there, and if you're not going to put that little bit extra in or whatever, but at the same time, you could have trained harder than anyone in the gym in the world or whatever. You can do all the extra work. You can do this, you can do that. But if when you get in there, if that's not right, I've seen a lot of fighters like top level fighters. I won't name them, but I've seen a lot of top level fighters. A few of them have trained at our gym and stuff, who have been amazing in the gym, and I mean like amazing, like sparring with the top level guys, schooling them, throwing them around, and you're like fucking hell. Watching them on the pads, these guys are sick, and then they get in the ring and they lose because that is one of the most strongest things.
yeah. I try to explain that to people all the time. You know, when they ask like, "Oh, are you afraid as a fighter?" Of course, I'm afraid. There's fear. There's always fear. You're never gonna be able to get rid of that because it's just a natural response. You know, but
Yeah,
that's not. It's not about you being afraid. It's about you being able to control it.
yeah,
And I always try to tell them that uncontrolled fear is a very dangerous emotion, you know, but controlled fear, now you have potential to put it into good use. So it's about yeah, you're going to be afraid as a professional fighter, but when you step in there, you have to be able to control that and suppress the pressure that's coming on top of you, and then being able to perform well as well. And you know, that's the only difference between somebody that's high level and somebody that's, you know, I guess a regular fighter or a regular person.
it's in one really when you think about it, because it's not just like being a physical athlete, but when you're trying to control that and the pressure, and like you've got all your friends there, and then you get to an international level, you've got it, you all the stuff like that. It's difficult. So there's the physical aspect and then the mental aspect, and when you try to like mold them together, that is very tough to do, really.
Yeah,
But like I say, there's like again, there's levels to it. Like if you start out as like an amateur, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, all my friends and family are like coming to watch me here, and then you build up, and then all of a sudden you're like fighting, like say, a national title, and everyone else is watching, and then you build and you build and you build, and it's like a gradual stage. And you get used to it, and you either go with it or you don't. And like I said, I've seen fighters who've been so gifted in the gym, like sparring with like top level, elite level guys, and they've stepped out of say like the national into the next level, and they've just fell to pieces. So it is, yeah, all in the
yeah,
mind, all in
yeah,
a lot.
yeah. So we're gonna go into questions soon for the people that are watching, but I just have a couple of different things. Give me 1 second. Out. Uh, what the hell was I gonna say? Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. All right, I'll come back to it later. But how important do you think ego is for success?
You know what? If you want to be what I believe, if you want to be a top fighter, or not even just a top fighter, just if you want to get to any sort of level, I believe you have to let that ego go. I'll tell you what, the fucking best thing I ever did was when I walked into a Thai gym for the first time ever in my life, and I got slung all over, I got kicked all over, and I thought, oh, I'll be all right sparring. I'll be fucking, at least I'll be able to do something here in boxing sparring. I got punched all over. You know what? You have to let your ego go, and that's what it's always going to be. You can't ever think like you're the big dog or whatever. There's always going to be someone better. There's always going to be a better boxer. There's always going to be a better kicker. And as long as you're learn and work with someone who's a little bit better and stuff like that, that's the best thing I ever did was when I went to Thailand. And honestly, every day I just got kicked upside down at gym at Jitties, because when I was at Jitty Gym before, there were a lot of like stadium fighters there. There were a lot of champions who were just like Watara Chaikau Samrit and people like that who were just retired, and they were still so sharp to spar with
Yeah.
you, and I got battered every day. And I'm like, wow, is this what it's about to get to top level? I thought I can't ever like get to this level. I thought I was getting beat down every day here. You have to let your ego go totally, and you have to realize like it's learning and there's a lesson involved and stuff, because every top fighter has always been at the bottom of that revolving belt. And every top fighter has always had to walk through the gym door for the first time.
Yeah.
Most top fighters have probably had to walk into that Thai gym for the first time, where you walk into a gym like, for most Europeans and Westerners and Americans, like obviously like you're probably like the best American fighter. So there's not many people at your level out there and stuff, which is obviously, I'm guessing why you went to Thailand and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
When I was at Bad Company when we were younger, like sparring and stuff, it was getting to the point where it was pretty easy. When I walked into a Thai gym and I sparred for the first time, I just got battered by about 10 people who were like Thais that were this small, slinging me around in the clinch and stuff. Eye opener. And if you're willing to let go of that and just learn and go along with that and stuff, you are gonna get better. You are gonna advance. You are gonna learn different things. And letting go of your ego is like one of the best things you can do in any sport, I believe, as long as or in any way of life, as long as there's people around you who you're working with who can bring you on and who can better you. You have to let go of your ego, because especially in this sport, if you hold on to your ego walking into a gym full of elite fighters, you're gonna get fucked up.
Yeah, absolutely. I think ego is important.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think ego is important, and I think all of us as high level competitors have ego, but like you were saying, we have to acknowledge that fine line where it's going to be dangerous for us. So we have to know when to let it go, so we can continue learning something else. You know.
Exactly.
So I think ego is definitely important, but you got to be able to control it.
You know what it comes back to? It's like what we were just on about then, about being able to control stuff. And that's in the same thing. You need to have it, but you need to have it under control. Everything's a balance in life and stuff like that.
Yeah.
To be like a top level athlete and stuff, you need to have like the bit of ego where you got people who want to follow you, who want to like what you do, who want to watch you and stuff like that. You need that. But again, like we just said, you need to control it when you're walking into a gym like PK Sanchai, otherwise you're in big trouble. You know what I mean? You can't just walk in there, like, get everyone in, get Tao and Chai in here with me, get Rod Leck in here. Let's go. You know what I mean? You can't do shit like that.
And we get that as well over there. Yeah. You know how it is.
Yeah, I do, mate. Yeah.
And that's part of staying injury free. You know, not taking those crazy sparring sessions with everybody.
Well, Bad Company leads now. We get like a lot of Eastern Europeans, like the Polish and the Ukraine coming in, and a lot of them do MMA and shit. And they just come in and go, right, we want to spar. And you can't put them with the beginners and stuff, or the intermediates, because they're going to fucking kill them.
Yeah.
Come in and spar with the fighters, and they're fucking, mate, they're crazy. And they just try to kill you every session and that.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm just going to either get injured, or you're basically having a fight, like, every time. But the thing is, like, some people, they don't learn. You will beat them down within an inch of their life in sparring, and they'll go, that was good. Same again tomorrow. No, we do that once again.
Yeah.
Not doing
it. I'm a big believer in the Thai way of sparring.
Yeah. Well, I had sparring once a week.
Yeah, like, no, I agree with that. Yeah.
Mainly boxing as well, just like to get your eyes working, because if your eyes aren't working and stuff, you don't see stuff coming. But you can't hard spar 2, 3, 4 times a week like that. You're gonna pick up injuries. You're gonna hurt your legs. You're gonna have dead legs. You're gonna hurt your knees. You can't do it. Technical sparring is the best way to learn, to advance. You see stuff coming. You learn how to deal with stuff, and if you don't deal with something, you can work up a plan how to do it. That's the best way I see it. Hard sparring once a week. technique sparring as many times as you want. I've seen you guys do it at PK Sanchai. It's sick. It's the best way now. You play spar and stuff like that. It is really good. But you can't do it hard sparring more than once or twice a week. And even when you're boxing sparring and stuff like that, put a head guard on, put big gloves on, and go for it. And then you know you're not going to get hurt.
Yeah.
I didn't even used to wear a head guard until a bit ago, but I've started wearing it now just because I've got so much scar tissue over my head and that because I've been cut so many times. Even when I box spar now without a head guard and stuff, it all starts to raise up. So it's best to do stuff like that. And you know what? I've found my boxing, my sparring, my head movement, since doing that, it's all got a lot better. So the more you come up with your training, the longer you train and stuff like that. Like you find stuff that works for you and you find stuff that makes you better. And it's all just about that. But hard sparring once a week, that's all we ever do at Bad Company. Once a week, you can't do it any more than that. Because one, what's the point? You're going to be all banged up all the time. And two, the older you get, it's pointless. And three, I remember I asked Fabio Pinker something before, and he says this were still when he was top level, like the best. In my opinion, Fabio's the best foreign fighter we've had in this generation. And he said before, he said, "Oh, I don't really spar anymore." He said, "I don't need to. I've had that many fights at top level, so I do a little bit of playing, so I don't need to do hard sparring anymore." Yeah. So when you get at that point of where you are, it's a bit pointless and you're just going to get hurt, really. Obviously, when you're coming up, spar a lot, spar regular, but anything too hard, don't do it.
Yeah, at PK Sanchai, we actually just spar boxing 3 times a week, and that's with the big gloves, and we go a little hard. And then as far as just regular Muay Thai sparring, I mean, that's like very rare. Because, you know, like you were saying, it's the mentality of Fabio Pinca. I mean, they've been doing it for so long that you know, they don't really need to. Every once in a while, we'll put the shin pads on, we'll mess around, but as far as regular sparring goes, they don't really spar too much. It's just basically boxing is always on a schedule 3 times a week. So.
Yeah, most times you go to will do that. That's like same at most gyms I've been to. I think Monday and Fridays or something. But that's the best thing. Just get your eyes working and stuff like that. But even then, put the big gloves on, or head guards or whatever. Just as long as you're not going to damage yourself. And another thing for me, my hands. Like if you start doing that shit every 3-4 times a week, trying to kill each other, you'll smash your hands in.
Yeah.
You'll be fucking brain damaging yourself to death. You can't do that shit when you're a type of 200 whatever plus fights. You can't do it to yourself. That comes back to, again, what we were on about earlier, about training smart. And again, I neglected that so much when I was younger. I used to do this crazy shit with 10-ounce gloves and that. At Bad before I went to Thailand. We just, right, get your gloves on, we'll spar. 10-ounce gloves. A lot of time, no gum shield and stuff like that. And I look back at it now and I think, what the fuck were I doing? Do you know what I mean? But again, experience, and it's just how you fight it. But I suppose, to be fair, I see some of the young Thais and that in the gym, like the kids and stuff, they put the gloves on and they'll just punch each other all over and stuff like that. But I wouldn't change it, but I would, if you know what I mean. I wouldn't change it.
I know what you mean, yeah. Because that's what got you to where you are right now, you know?
So. Time, it got me to the point where I'm all fucked up now and all my body's ruined. And I'm just, but.
And to be honest with you, when you look at the older Thai trainers in Thailand, I mean, they're all like still sharp. Like they'll be in their 50s, 60s, and they'll still be very sharp. The way they talk, the way they do things, the way they move, and you know, these guys have like 300-400 fights, and it all goes to show you their method of training, you know, and how it keeps you still safe.
These are the guys who were fighting in the era where everyone went to war nearly every fight. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I know that because training is massively important. They weren't like punching each other's heads in every time in training. They were probably doing not much sparring because they were probably fighting 2 times a month. So it wasn't massive important, you know. So definitely.
All right, so we're gonna fire off some of these questions. We'll do the ones that I got before. This is from Malcolm Hill, which I believe we kind of like answered this. The question is, what is the secret to competing long term? So it's
Uh,
all the stuff that we basically kind of covered, right?
yeah, we covered that. Like training smart. I think that's the main thing. Is what we're about then. Train smart. When you realise your body's tired, have a day off. If you need a bit of a rest, have a day off. If you need a sports massage, do it. Don't burn out. Smart train. There's nothing else other to say than that. That I don't think it just train smart. That is the main
Yeah.
thing for that.
Got another one. What means more to you, a stadium belt in Bangkok or the one championship belt?
At this point in my career, well, I was fighting in Thailand about 14. How old am I now? 34 now. So when I lived in Thailand, I was 19 to 22. So living out there, I had 2 fights out there where I could have got top 10 ranked. And I went fucking too insane and tried to knock them both out, and I lost on points. And I was close to coming into the rankings against like top ranked fighters and stuff like that. And I didn't do it, and I went back home because obviously when you fight in the stadiums, there's not a lot of money to be earned and stuff like that. I was happy with the reputation I built for myself out there because I had about 20, 25 fights in Thailand. And all the promoters knew me. I made a good reputation for myself because I knocked out quite a lot of good, decent level fighters and stuff. I didn't quite make them top 10 ranks in the stadiums. So I let that go, and then I came back home to fighting around Europe and stuff like that and try and make my name for myself worldwide. Would I like to do it back then? I'd have fucking loved to do it. But I had my 2 chances and I fucked them both. So that is I won't shit you, mate. I had my 2 chances and I fucked them both. So what do you know what? You know yourself. There's 2 completely different ways to fight in the stadiums and to fight on one championships. They are totally different. I am now 100% focused. I'm 34 now. I want to fight on one championship, and I am aiming my training now just for that, just for the small gloves, just for that rule set, and that's what I want to do. Outside of the stadiums, I did most of the stuff that I wanted to do. I won the WBC, WMC. I fought all the best Thais, all the best Europeans. Win or lose, I still fought them all. So outside of one championship, I did everything that I wanted to do. Obviously, I wanted to do what I did in Thailand, but I didn't do it. So yeah, my focus now is on one championship, 100%. I am training now for the small gloves and for that, yeah.
Got it. All right, this next one is from Alternative Sommelier. Have you ever sparred together? Then Liam, who do you want to fight at 1FC? Me and Liam, we were actually trying to set up a sparring session together a couple of times, but when he was coming into America for seminars, but he was injured at the time, so we couldn't get a session going on. And then
Honestly, I love watching your sparring. I would love to spar with you. It'd be fucking sick.
yeah.
Right little chess match. It would be good, mate. Definitely.
Yeah.
Hopefully, when all this plays up, either I can get over to America and stuff like that, even like in a bit of seminars or whatever, and we can get some going because it will be definitely it'd be good, 100%. As for the fight in one championship, your boy, want to fight your boy again? I keep thinking about it.
I see that. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Even win, lose or draw, everyone's a winner with that, mate. Because we'll just try to keep each other's head in.
Yeah.
And you know what you're getting with my style and his style, and it'll be just be fireworks. But the only thing I was pissed off about with that fight, I just had an operation on my knee like 3 months before, so my entire fight camp was getting my knee back strong. And then one championship like called and said, right, you need to fight Rodlek, and I went, oh. I said, I'm all fucked up here. And they went, right, if you don't fight, you might not fight for another couple of months. I went, right, fuck it, fight. So my entire camp was getting my knee back strong and losing weight because I'd been on crutches and I'd put weight on. So I had to get my weight down, I had to get my knee back strong. and then I had like 5 weeks of just blasting. And to fight a fucking maniac like him, it's not, mate, I may as well have just gone outside that stadium and just punched the wall because you know the guy. The
Yeah,
thing is,
yeah.
like guys like him, they just like cruise into the gym for a few weeks, don't really fucking, and then you can't do shit against them. But I think as for a fan standpoint, and just for me, just to my own standpoint, just to go against him again when I'm 100%, I think it'll be fucking amazing. To be fair, because you can, like I wrote it on Instagram earlier, you can put us in a ring 100 times over, and you'll just get 100 times war excitement because we'll just go to town on each other, and that's how it'll be. But yeah, I'd like
Yeah.
that fight, and, and obviously, I don't want to fight for one championship to be anything other than a title contender. So I'd like to have that fight again. If I won that, I'd love to fight Nongo. That'd be amazing. I honestly believe in those little gloves. With the way I fight, I'm a problem for anyone. So if I land like 100% on your chin in those gloves, I think most of the times, unless you've got a fucking brick chin like Rod Leg, it might be lights out. But even if it in, it's still going to be exciting just from the way I fight. So
Yeah, Muay Thai and the MMA gloves are a dangerous combo, definitely.
well, got me Rod Leg in that last fight. Do you know what I'd worked on? Because it was the first time we had the little gloves on. I said, right, because I like to do long guard a lot, and you use it a lot as well. I've seen you
Right,
use it a
right.
lot. I said, right. I kept doing it on the pads. I said, fucking hell, don't do long guard. One of the punches will come around the side. And because I'd kicked his leg load so much and he changed to southpaw, I fucking did long guard. He did right hook. It hit me straight on here. Brrr. And I remember being on the floor, and I said to myself, I looked up and the room was spinning. And I looked up and I said, fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing you like that. It's a game changer. You have to move. You have to. But yeah, it's fun. It's like it's a new challenge. Do you know what I mean? After doing the same thing for so many years, which I do obviously love, but then when there's a new challenge out with smaller gloves, and I think it suits me better because obviously I'm a hard puncher and stuff. So yeah, definitely think it suits me more.
Got another one from David Theatrical Moy. This is for me. Would you fight Liam? The answer is yes. But when I go back to one championship, it would be at a lower weight class.
Are you gonna go back down to thing at 61 weight?
Yeah, most likely if I go back. Yeah.
Everything is now everyone's got like the knack of weight now, so everyone is like fighting at the walk around weight. Everyone's dropping the weight now, so
That's the problem,
yeah.
Like when
Down to 65, and now there's 70 kilo coming down to that weight, so
yeah,
everyone's got.
man.
Mate, that's what I did against Pet Morocco.
Yeah, exactly, right.
It's so I'm gonna fight Salman Pech, but I had to come back to England for a funeral. So I came back to England. We had the funeral. And then I thought, oh, it's Christmas now, it's December, fuck it, I'll drink, I'll eat, whatever. And then they rang me and went, oh, do you want to fight Pitch Morocco next week? I went, no. I said, not at all. No, it's like you don't have to make like 70 kilos. And we'll wait, I went, oh, I'm 69. So I don't have to like make weight. They went, no, just wait at this weight. I went, all right, fuck it, yeah. So I turned up there and I seen him running around in his sweatsuit everywhere, and I'm like eating muffins and shit on the morning. And then when we got to the ring, because I thought, oh, he's been fine at that weight, he'll be all right. But he'd obviously been doing that to kill himself. Mate, when we got in the ring and I looked at him, and he was like up here and like this wide, I thought, what the fuck have I just done here? I thought, because
Yeah.
they were saying to me like, oh, just fight at 70 kilo, it'll be easier. I said, I'm 70 kilo now. I've just come over here 70 kilo after eating, after drinking. I said, no. I said, fuck that. I said, I'm 65, so I'm not fighting it that way. Not a chance on earth. Imagine fighting it that way. It's your time flying. I get kicked out of the stadium. Not a chance on no way. Can I fight
Yeah, that's
football and everyone like that? No, not for me. I'm big to
yeah.
65.
That's the problem. When they first called me, they asked me what do I walk around at. So I said 65 kilograms. And then there's like, all right, perfect. So I was like, man, this is amazing. I don't have to cut weight ever again. So then fuck it, sign me up. But now everybody's, dropping down, so I gotta follow the protocol because, like we were saying before, if this is, let's say, like you're fighting against nobodies, then fine, yeah, of course, 5 kilograms isn't gonna do anything because it's skill over size. But when you got two good guys and then one guy outweighs the other one by like 5 kilograms, now it's gonna be a huge,
And when they hit you
huge
on the,
difference.
that's that.
What's that?
When you got a guy who's that much the same level and that
Yeah.
much bigger, hit you on your chin, knowing
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, and even though you're weighing in at the same weight, the guy's still bringing down all that strength that he had from before.
Exactly.
All right,
Yeah.
let's see some more of these questions. What's the best defense Muay Thai fighter you guys have seen? This is from RB Vish something. So who's the best defense?
Defensive.
I think we both know the answer to that.
Probably someone like Lursler or Sanchai, like
Exactly, yeah.
they're guys like you just can't. I'll tell you what the worst thing is about Sanchai. Sparring him is worse than fighting him.
It is. I agree.
Playing, that's his domain. That's his thing. Oh mate, it's humiliating sparring him. No one got to training your car, and then he comes in gym and goes, "Yeah, get camera out. Come on, it's sparring." I'm like, oh, not again, man. Just it's embarrassing. Like at least when you're fighting, my main thing when I'm fighting is speed and power. At least when I'm fighting him, I can do that against him, which works okay, but not good enough to come anywhere close to beating him. When we're sparring and we're doing it at his speed, at his thing, it's just embarrassing, mate.
Yeah.
There's more time of me picking myself off the floor than we're actually sparring. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ursula and Sancho are probably the best defensive fighters, but at the same time, they're not even like defensive fighters. Like the stuff they do to attack is ridiculous as well.
Yeah. Did you ever fight in Glory? Because somebody's asking Liam ever going back to Glory kickboxing.
Well, yeah, I was shy at Glory. I had 2 fights on it, but I don't like K1.
Yeah, it's just elbows change the game, elbows, and then the scoring is completely different. I mean, I heard somebody was telling me that even if you have your hand up here and you get kicked here in Muay Thai, that's still considered in favor of me. Yeah. But in Glory, it's not. It's considered a block. So I mean, you got nothing.
When you're getting your arm broke,
yeah,
look.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like I say, elbows change the game so much. Like in K1 and stuff, we've got someone swinging all over it. Yeah? In Muay Thai, what you can do, you can just go elbow to try and stop it.
Yeah, right.
It's a totally different sport, and you hear it a lot, but it is a different sport totally. The rhythm's different, the scoring's different. The techniques you can use are different. I don't like it. If a lot of people do think it's exciting and stuff. If I did get offered to fight on one championship, I probably would do it, but I won't enjoy doing it at all. Do you know what I mean? So,
right. What common mistakes do you see Westerners, US and UK, when training in Thailand? Pure Muay Thai.
That's a tough one because that I think that comes back to the ego thing. What we were talking about. You're going in Thailand, you have to be ready to go like everything or whatever, and you do it their way. They've got all their top trainers in their gym, especially when you're walking into a good gym like PKL, Yokkao or whatever, and you've got all you have to be willing to what they say goes, and that's it. So I believe it again. It comes down to ego. So if they tell you to get up at 6 in the morning and go run, if they tell you to come back and then do pads, you do it. If they tell you after you get off the pad and you're tired to go spar, you do it. Again, I think it comes down to ego. So as long as you're willing to learn and do what they're saying and work out their, if it's a top gym with top fighters and stuff, just go along with it. And I don't think you can go far wrong.
Yeah, I think another big thing is the fighters coming in there and then thinking that they have a choice in choosing like where to fight and how to fight and things like that. When you're first starting to come in as a fighter, you have to just take any fight that you can, and sometimes you're gonna be sent down to like, I don't know, Pattaya or something, and you're gonna end up fighting with somebody that's like twice the size of you, you know, and you
Yeah.
have to just do it. And that's where that control of your fear comes into play. But once you do that, and once you experience that once, you know, it's not going to be as bad as you probably manifested in your mind. And then the next time you say, okay, fuck it. Next time it happens, I'll try it again and see what happens. And then boom, it happens again. Now you did it twice, and then the third time, and now you're building up a very strong mental foundation for the rest of your fights.
100%. My second Thailand, it were in Phuket against fucking Jabbar Askarov. And I said to my coach, I said, Jitty, so I'm not fighting him, man. He's 70 kilos. I said, no, you're not fighting him. And then when I'm about to get in the ring, I was fighting Jabbar.
Yeah,
I said, that's what you want. You told me I wasn't fighting him. And he looked at me and went, of course you're fighting him. You can win, don't worry. And I fucking won. And I'm like,
yeah,
he said to me afterwards, he said, I would never put you in a fight where I don't think you can win. So as long as, if you've got a gym where you trust like the trainers and stuff like that as well, which you have to fucking, in Thailand, you have to look for stuff like that. As long as you're in a gym where you trust the trainers and stuff, that's another big thing. But again, the mentality thing, after that fight, I was like, oh, I'll fight anyone, do you know what I mean?
yeah,
70,
exactly.
do whatever, do you know what I mean? So that's one of, back to mentality. Everything we're saying really comes back to
Yeah, absolutely. Those are those milestones.
yeah.
What do you think is the most important? This one we answered from random kick Boston. What do you think is the most important for a fighter? We basically said that it was mentality.
I think
Crew, what's that?
everything, basically everything comes down to that. Because if you don't have the mentality to want it, if you don't have the mentality to train hard, if you don't have the mentality to put that little bit extra in, I think everything's that really.
Yeah. This one's from Kuwan, my friend from Puerto Rico. Thoughts on sparring with elbow pads on in training?
When I first started like fighting pro, like I used to use it. I haven't done it for like many years now, really. Just because you get used to clinching and like when you first start out, your clinch game is like, yeah, let's put his head down and stuff like that. But when you start like fighting pro, you have to realize like you have to do stuff like that. Obviously, if someone's just coming in slinging elbows, it's going to be difficult. But it's not hard to like put up and defend and move it. So I don't think you really have to do that much. Clinch work in our gym when we're doing it, we will just like put one of them in. If your hand's down a little bit, you'll get a forearm on face. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's elbow, but you will get it if that's what you're doing it. So I don't think you have to be slinging around too much in sparring. But yeah, in the clinch work, obviously. But as long as you're controlled with stuff like that, that's the main thing. And that's where I learned a lot about that again in Thailand, clinching with the ties and stuff. If I put my hand down in a position where I can get elbowed, you'll get a little bump on your chin and stuff, which is fine in sparring. So just a little, yeah, the handwork in the clinch and stuff like that is like probably the best way because that's where the action is when you fight and stuff, and where you are going to get elbowed. So
Yeah, I agree with that. This one is from Muay Thai Magic. Thoughts on training in Thailand full time? Should a young fighter move to live there?
uh, I said this the other day. It depends on what your goal in Muay Thai is. I you did. I wanted to like get my, but this was like 14 years ago when I did it for a long time. You know what I mean? So I wanted to one learn how to fight like they did. Because what happened when I was 19? I thought, do I come on? The fight before me just beat Anawat. And when we fought, I dropped him in round 2 and he got up and he fucking destroyed me. And I thought, right, if I can't fight how they can fight, when it comes down to the point where I can't knock them out or punch them around, I need to learn how they can fight as well. So that's why I did it. Learn how to fight how they do in the stadiums. And I wanted to learn how to score how they do. And I wanted to get my name known with the ties. And I wanted to like get a bit of a rep and stuff like that with the ties and stuff and get my name known out there. If you might not want to do that, you might like want to do like what Haggett has done. Haggett ain't done that, but he's gone straight into one championship. and everyone knows him. He's made a name for himself worldwide. Fighting in the stadiums and fighting in the small gloves like one championship is two totally different games. But you might not be as lucky as Haggerty has and jump straight in like that. You might have a few good wins and stuff, and you might not get recognised.
Yeah.
That is a real tough one. It all depends on you as a fighter, what you want to achieve and what you want to do, and who you want to know you, and how you want to fight. And it is a tough one. If you want to go on one championship, personally, I wouldn't say go to Thailand and go to stadiums, because it's
Right.
two totally different ways of fighting. And you might go there and you might fight the way the Thais do, and you might have a few losses, and who's going to recognise you doing that? Because it is fucking not easy doing that the way they do at all. At all. But if you want to say, if your goal is to go to one championship, which a lot of fighters is these days, you need to be exciting, you need to be explosive, and you need to just get some big wins. It is a really tough question. It all depends on what you want as a fighter.
Yeah, I agree with that.
What your goals are. To be fair, mate, I salute you, because you're fucking good enough and you've done both. That is a hard thing to do, to still be fighting in the stadiums, because I was really young when I did it. I couldn't go do it now. I don't think I'd want to do it now. I'd have to change my whole entire game, and winning the stadiums is hard. So it's a tough one. It comes down to what you want as a fighter and where you want your career to go.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, man. So we're coming up on the 1 hour. Live feed is gonna cut out. So yeah, man. Thank you to all the fans that came out to listen to the interview, and thank you also for taking out the time. Appreciate that, Liam.
No worries, mate. I'll catch you soon, hopefully.
Yeah, man. Have fun, and yeah, I guess we'll see each other sometime.
I hope so. Right, take
All
care,
right.
bro. See you soon,
All right.
mate.